Tell us when. I want to get the Instagram ready though. Hang on. When you guys can start talking.
Hi Abraham. Hi guys. Hi April. Abril. Do I always say that name wrong, or is this new? April.
Abril.
Abril.
Brandy. Amy.
Aaron. Jennifer. Gina. Gooey. Gooey's new. Lance.
Jennifer.
Excuse me. Wow.
Robert.
Alicia.
A little hiccup there. Oh Jesus. Gooey.
I hate when it like.
Gooey better be showing us what they look like.
I hate how the names go.
Lance,
Like,
Gooey. Where else? Amy,
there we go.
Steven, Robert, Dan, Kat,
Steve.
Jay. What are Jay short for?
Nikki. Nicole.
Did you guys say Nicole?
Is
Justin's
back.
in the house.
Yes, we see you.
What's up, Justin?
I see Jay. I don't see G though.
I see
Kat.
Jay. Steve is in the house. Alicia.
Francisca. Jennifer. Lance. Brooke.
Lance P from Vegas. Vegas is in the house.
I love it.
Erin's smoking on the couch right there. She's about to blow it out right now. There she goes. She just blew it out.
There's our boy Justin.
She's hopefully Erin's not in a
sober living.
Otherwise,
she's getting in big trouble.
Home.
Big trouble if she's in a sober living home.
You know,
where's that spot?
We just caught her.
Yeah,
caught her.
Yeah,
vaping in the house.
That's her house, I think. Oh yeah, she's safe.
Yeah,
she's safe.
They have to go in. Don't mind. We're getting our AC and heater
repaired.
It broke, and
it's so funny.
Hey,
we got.
How you doing, buddy? He's got the pro headsets on.
We're getting
Gooey's a gamer.
We're getting our. Hey, look at that guy with a really long nose, Steve. Or no?
That was Natalie's nose.
What the heck?
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
That came out of nowhere.
I was. It sounded worse than it did. I I don't have my glasses on, so it looked like one of those Snapchat filters that makes your nose really long.
Just took a big puff. He's a smoker. He's
Basically, these guys are just being.
What's she doing there? Is she walking? Are we walking? Where are we going? Are we going to the kitchen? We're in the living room watching TV.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's get on to it, y'all. We got 30 people live already. Nice. Welcome to the Recover Out Loud meeting.
No more sober living, me never again.
No more sober living. Yeah, yes, good, amazing,
good
Aaron.
For you, Aaron. Yeah, good for you, Aaron.
I
love that.
Oh, awesome. Alicia's in class, and she's listening to us in her ear. That is awesome, guys.
I mean, that's amazing. I don't know if I should say, well done, you're in class, but I love it that you're here.
Type of question. If you're doing a test, type of question.
Guys, just really quick, an announcement. Just want to remind everybody that the Recover Out Loud meeting is a live meeting on Zoom. It's also being streamed live on Instagram and
this is for
YouTube Live. We only stream the first portion of the meeting on Instagram. So when you guys start sharing, I turn off the Instagram because I want everybody to actually come to the Zoom meeting and participate here in this part, because I think this is the most awesome part. To be live. Yeah. So welcome everybody. Thank you guys for showing up week after week. It's amazing.
You guys are bubbles. That's pretty.
Just
cool.
wanted to remind everybody the reason why the Hopeaholics podcast exists and why we decided to Recover Out Loud. We exist because on 9/11 of 2022, I received a phone call from my 21-year-old daughter screaming that Justin is dead, and she found my son-in-law dead from fentanyl, and you know, God had put it on my heart to start recovering out loud and going after this fentanyl epidemic. And, you know, I'm in recovery. Natalie's in recovery. Shane's some kind of crazy mental health advocate that we just found
on the street.
I literally fire him every day, and then I come to work the next day. He's sitting on the couch. And that is a true statement.
Yeah, but the truth is we're here because of the pain that was caused by Chad, to Chad and to his daughter and to the family, and we just support him in any way we can, and this is just all part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in asking for help and
No.
breaking the stigma that you can recover.
Yeah.
And if
It takes a
anything, it
village.
becomes your superpower when you do the work. So I'm honored and definitely proud of what we are building and the movement that we have created, especially you guys showing up day in and every single week and then bringing along, spreading the word, because that's how we do this. We're in this together. Recovery, we recover together, and then we recover out loud together. So like Chad was saying, everybody that's in recovery, this is not your traditional AA meeting, so it's just like a cherry on top. We just like to say that on top of every meeting too, so that way you still continue to do everything else that you do for your normal recovery program, whatever that may be.
Yeah, the Recover Out Loud is a movement, and we didn't start this movement. We joined this movement, and actually one of the people that is early in us joining the movement is actually sitting here at the table with us.
Yeah,
because her and her group of
paving the way
have been paving the way. They Recover Out Loud. Super stoked to have Sunday in the house on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So today we've got Sunday
Sunday
in the house. She's gonna give us a little testimony for 20 minutes or so. And then we'll open it up for participation.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, just really quick, too, you're going to see me leave at about the 6:35 mark. My son is a senior in high school, and he has a basketball game tonight, and it's senior night. So I get to walk him out onto the court and do some cool shit. And then Natalie and Shane are going to show up and support the game after.
Oh, yeah,
go represent.
Go represent.
Oh, yeah.
Cause hopefully a little embarrassment.
These are things that we get to do because we're clean and sober today.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him Little Petey.
Let's get into.
I'm gonna call Cooper. Go, Little Petey, go!
Let's get into the share.
All right.
You both.
Little Petey.
I don't know. I remember senior night with my son. My son played football, and so it was really cool because that's the one night of the year that the parents get to walk you on the field. They made the little balloon arch. We got to walk out through the coyote. It's a whole experience, and it's the only time throughout their whole sports that I was ever allowed on the field. And so it was kind of an exciting night. So I'm excited for you. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Sure.
Thank you.
Just me, my story. My name is Nohealani Ho'okano Casperson. I go by Sunday. I'm a Kanakama Oli woman, and I carry Muckleshoot, Taino, and Duwamish blood. Wow. So I'm a native. You can figure that one out, right? I don't know, man. It started probably really young for me. I never really fit in, right? I never really fit in. And I understand now that there was a lack of purpose and there was a lack of sense of belonging, if you will. And that was kind of what kept me out there for a long time. I was not native enough for the natives because I didn't go to traditional school. My mom did well for us. And so I got to go to private school and I got to learn good, proper education. So I wasn't American enough for the American side. I wasn't native enough for the native side. And I was just super confused from a really young kid, Got to middle school, high school. I think at 13 was the first time I got into a relationship. And I remember coming home and my grandfather, who was on the very Americanized side, super big trauma response, in our Native and Indigenous communities. Mm-hmm. What happens is they go through boarding school and whatever else, and they're very Americanized. My grandmother's name was changed she was Lucille, and my grandfather was George, and so that's not real. Yeah. But that was something that they very much so believed in. And so I remember coming home and my cousin Chanel saying, whatever you do, just tell grandpa that the hikia is from a boy, as long as it was from a boy, I would be okay. And so I couldn't lie and I didn't care, it was still really vulgar rather than honest. And so that was the first time I got kicked out of the house. I think I was 13 years old, And then back and forth between the two, I could stay at my mom's house for a little while. I could stay at my grandma's house for a little while. I could stay in the kingdom for a while, but I never really had a home. So mistaken identity, lack of sense of self, really, really confused. And this is back in the early 80s, right? Because I'm a little bit older. And so it's like really a confusing time for me as a young girl, And so I couldn't really figure out where I belonged. And then I really didn't have a sense of safety or home or belonging, you know, and I got to identify that stuff in my fourth step, which we get into, right? I figured out that I didn't have anywhere that was safe. And so I was constantly and consistently on guard, you know, and because of that, I had lived majority of my life in survival. So I think I was 15 the first time I got into any trouble. I got a bid for 5, and I was going to go away for a little while, but I still look like me. So I got to skip through some of the consequences that life gives, you know. I was 15 when I got busted. I was supposed to do 5 years. When I was 17 and a half, they came up with the Hawaii National Guard Youth Challenge program. And they said, hey, if you're book smart, like you say you are, and you can take really good exams, we're going to give you something called the ASVAB. And if you pass this ASVAB, we'll seal your strike, right? And then you get to go into the military. So I scored a 99 on my ASVAB. I joined military intelligence. I got to do all of that for a while. In the military, again, no consequences, no sense of purpose, no sense of belonging, you know? And so I kind of did whatever a good soldier would do until I found that opportunity to manipulate the situation. I blackmailed my first sergeant, caught an Article 15 and 2 court-martials, and was on my way out of the military. I did my last few months in a brig in Fort Hood, Texas, and that led me to just about 21 years old, you know? I got released from the military, but again, court-martial, Article 15, all of this stuff, they seal your records when you leave the military. I had a high security clearance and all of that, so they seal my records and then let me go. So I'm about 21 years old at the time. I should have 2 strikes. I have none, right? I'm walking still clean in the world. And you never really notice, you know? I didn't really notice that some of the things that I was taught growing up, and not by anyone's fault. That's what I understand, right? Like, it's not by anyone's fault that I was taught at 11 years old that you drive to school and you're supposed to, if you get pulled over by the cops, your name is my mom's name and social security number. That's just how we got down in our family. There was too many kids and she couldn't drive us all to the separate schools. And so she would take one group and I was the oldest girl. And so I would take the other group of kids. And in order for us to all get to school on time and not be in trouble and all of that stuff, like we had to do it that way. You know, we were all in survival mode. And that's what I learned. Generational trauma and intergenerational trauma. You know, it's not the fault of any one person. It's not the fault of the system. It's not the fault of anyone. It's just the cards that we've been dealt. And in recovery, they really taught me, like, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. If you want different, you do different. This is a program of action, you know? And so I got into action at about, I want to say, so I have a sobriety date of March 28th, 2018. And so I'm 5 solid, right? And then I got released for the last time in 2016. So it took me 2 years of thinking that I could still have the marijuana maintenance program and be Cali clean and whatever else, and finally figured out that that didn't work, you know. But so going through life, I had lots of opportunities that a lot of people didn't have. I have lots of consequences that I got to skip past. And I'm still wandering around this world with, like, no sense of self, no sense of purpose, no direction, you know. It was kind of like, well, whatever you want to do, honey, whatever you want to do, you know. And then 2012, 2013 is when I got to California. And so I got to California and went to Chief's house. It was Wbriy treatment centers at the time. And I went for like 4 days, used the only skills that I had. Like, I like to use the analogy now. You ever see that movie, The Players Club?
Yeah.
Okay, so Diamond looks at the cousin in the beginning, right? And the cousin goes, you got to use what you got to get what you want, right? And it's like, poor thing. She looks at her cousin like, it's so sad that's all you think you got. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more to you. But she was just oblivious until the pain got bad enough, you know? And so that's kind of what happened to me. I was oblivious to all of the attributes and assets and everything that could be in existence that I had the ability to do, because I just wasn't aware. It wasn't being nurtured. However that was, I wasn't nurturing it within myself, you know? So I get to Wbriy treatment centers, proceed to take a hostage, take off to my cousin's house because she's living in Santa Ana at the time with her husband and 2 small babies. I think the baby was like maybe 6 months old, 7 months old. And the hostage proposes to me at the time. And I laughed in his face because we were getting drunk at my cousin's house. They have the good bottle of tequila. Nobody speaks English over there. We're in deep in Santa Ana, you know? And so I didn't know. I wasn't aware of other people's, and this is really the reason, like close to my heart, why I choose to recover out loud, right? I was unaware of the mental health issues. I was unaware of the depths of the substance abuse issues, of all of that stuff. And ignorance is bliss only for so long, you know? And so I was really ignorant to what was going on. And in our drunken stumble, he proposed. I laughed at him. He went outside and he slit his wrist from wrist to elbow on both arms. And CSI came out, all of that stuff. And mind you, I've known this kid for like 4 days, you know? And so there was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. Long story short, he survived. He made it to UCI psych ward. My cousin didn't speak to me for a while. She was really upset. I got to find out that night that her husband is undocumented. Those babies are undocumented. You know what I mean? Like, I put a lot of people at risk because of my own ignorance, because of my own selfishness, because of my own inability to consider others.
Yeah.
You know, that selfish and self-centered down to my core, you know? And then I went to back to Wbriy treatment centers, got kicked out, went back to the next time around, it was Black Sheep, got kicked out again. Every time I was going there, I was still picking up information, but definitely still a very raw version of myself, you know? And between what happened with my cousin, between what happened with my family, like, I just wanted to make sure that some people, if nothing else, they get to hear our stories and be able to learn a lesson from it so they don't go in the same direction. I'm not the creator of everything good that you should do, but I can definitely give you some information on what you shouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like, I for sure can help there. And so, I don't know, man. Okay, so fast forward, I get into Black Sheep. I get kicked out again. That's the 4th time getting kicked out of Chief's house. Trina says, you got to behave yourself somewhere else. And when you've got like 6 months, come back and we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? He's always left the lights on. He's always left the door open. That's actually our logo, right? We'll leave the lights on for you. And so I couldn't go to the treatment center. I've been kicked out of every treatment center already, so I can't go back there anymore. I don't have insurance. I don't have any of that stuff. So I land in the beautiful Cooper Fellowship, you know, and Miss Didi really, and Leslie was my counselor, and Nacho was there, you know, and they really like grabbed onto me and was like, look, you're going to kill yourself. Like, you're going to accidentally kill yourself, and you're going to continue holding on to all of this stuff if you don't let some of it go, you know? And so it took me a while still. And so by the time I graduated Cooper, went to that Victorian house that was across the street, and then went to the apartments afterwards, that was really when I got a sponsor and I got into action, you know? And I was able to go back to Magic House and like talk to everybody and be like, okay, what are we going to do? At that time, we decided to open Magic House and launch it as a 501c3. And so what it is it's a recovery movement, just like you guys. Yeah. You know, it's a recovery movement where we recover out loud, we share our stories, and we celebrate people for whatever the experience is, and just the courage that it takes to get on the microphone, to get on the stage, to speak in front of other people, because we can find purpose and power and authority in relieving ourselves from shame. You know, I always try to tell my students, like, there's a difference between guilt and shame, right? And guilt says I did bad, and shame says I am bad. And if we can break that disconnect so that it can just be guilt and we can learn the lessons and we can move on, we'll get to go a little bit quicker, you know? So that was about 5 years ago, and we continuously do that. Every Sunday night is our all recovery night. And then pretty much it's just been, as people emerge, I want to teach this class, I want to do this class, I want to do that class, you know? And for me, my personal journey, it was, so I went to AA, and I have a sponsor, and I did my 12 steps, and some are sicker than others. So I went to Al-Anon, and I got a sponsor, and I did my 12 steps. Alcoholics Anonymous really taught me how to program, right? I have an institutionalized mind, but that was really learned helplessness kind of program. It was just do whatever I was told, right? And then Alcoholics Anonymous taught me some critical thinking program, like really learn how to decipher. I knew what was good from bad, but I still was living in delusion. And so I got to see the level of my selfishness and the level of my dishonesty. And I got to cut down some of those layers, you know, and start to work on myself. In Al-Anon, I got to really see a lot of the codependent and predator that was me. You know what I mean? I would, my way or the highway, the party don't start till I walk in, you know, and all of those mentalities that I had carried, those characters that I was carrying around. And it's like, inner child and shadow work. You know, it's like, it's okay. Like, thank you for helping me get here, and thank you for helping me survive. But I don't need this character anymore. You know, you can go now. It's okay. I'm safe. You know, I'll protect us. And so really getting into doing that kind of stuff led me into Wbriy, which is another 12-step modality. And I got into Wbriy with a spiritual advisor. And so it's steps in a circle and in your community. And it implements a lot of native traditional practices. So there's a lot of healing circles, there's talking circles, there's a lot of things that we get to do that are ceremonial at home that I understood, but now I was putting them together in this recovery world. And so I got to go to Generation Red Road schooling, I got to go to White Bison schooling, I got to become a Wbriy instructor, and I went through White Bison's college and all of that stuff. And so now, at this stage in my recovery, how much time am I done?
No,
At this stage of my recovery, we've started a few businesses, right? And so one of them being Rooted and Restored. Rooted and Restored is basically we come alongside different facilities, treatment centers, and we ally ourselves with them, and we build out an Indigenous program based with or in relation with one of the tribal nations here in California. There's so many facilities out here, and there's so many Native nations out here, like bringing people together and really letting our Native and non-Native students come in and be able to see and grow and heal and feel a part of, because that's what I was missing, right? I wasn't enough here, I wasn't enough there. I found people that were all in the middle somewhere, and they were all just as lost as me, and we all found community in each other, you know. And I really got to find self-actualization. I really got to like become all of me. And so throughout the process, got the kids back, got the house, got the car, got the job. That stuff is cool. I sleep at night. You know what I mean? Like, my sons tell me they love me. My 20-year-old still wants to, like, I've always dreamed about having that family, right? Where your 20-year-old comes home like once every week and raids your refrigerator, takes your leftovers and does their laundry and forgets a sock. Like, that's my life today, you know? And it's really just, it's overwhelmingly amazing. I have nothing to complain about. I am highly favored and super blessed in every kind of way. And I 100% believe it's a result of taking the action, you know, like continuing to serve and continuing to show up and continuing to do whatever I'm asked, wherever I'm called, and be there for people. I never realized that the real equity, or the real, where the good stuff is in connections with people. As humans, we're meant to connect with each other, you know, and in the seen world, we can connect with a handshake. In the unseen world, we connect with our stories. I see you, you know. Intimacy, I like to explain as into me you see, you know, no more secrets, no more any of that. And traditionally, that's a practice, right? Aoli kaha'a, you put your head and your mouth towards someone else in our culture, and you breathe life. So now if I've given you my breath of life and you've given me your breath of life, there's no reason for secrets. We're one soul now, we're one family now, you know. And so being able to bring that stuff that I knew from there into this version of me, and being able to praise God in all of it, you know, it really is something special and created that I believe was just waiting here for me all this time, but I had to do the work, you know. But I think that's all I got.
Wow. Yeah. Can anybody else say wow?
I'm never disappointed, ever.
Yeah.
What
Seriously.
an amazing
Guess
story.
what my new favorite day is?
Sunday.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's only right now.
Why?
Because.
No. That's never going to end.
It's going to be his favorite day
Sunday,
forever.
I'm Ojibwe. I'm from the Dakotas. So my family's also Treaty Indian.
Yeah,
then Native Canadian. I'm from Canada.
So in original I know I can tell by the way you talk, but in original prophecy, Turtle Island is Canada, North America, and South America.
Wow.
So
yeah.
And Ojibwe Nation, Dakota, South Dakota, and all the way up in through Canada.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I am.
You're correct.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what, but yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm the last generation that could get the treaty card.
Do you know Ojibwe Nation are the ones that we have come to class in our Rooted and Restored with our company? We have a Mama Betty is what we call her. And Mama Betty comes in and teaches the story of the spider and the reason Ojibwe Nation has dream catchers. And
really?
She has them make traditional dream catchers with sinew and stuff.
We traced my grandmother back 500 years. So my grandmother was full-blooded Native, married someone from the Hudson Bay Company. Yeah, so we have all their signatures right back to like 16 something. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What are your kids? I mean, your story is like so amazing. What are they? How do they look at you like, wow, look at mom now? Or were they too young? Or do they have an open dialogue with you in the sense of, you know, kids are young and they want to test the waters and possibly...
I think I let them experience enough of it that they went the opposite direction, if I'm being honest. So my 19-year-old and my 18-year-old both work in treatment. Shout out to Lead Recovery. They're the ones that'll hire, right? Under 21 or however that goes. Yeah. And so they gave my babies opportunities. They started them at graveyard shift, all of that stuff, right? And so they're able to like take them in and train them. And my son came home, I think it was 2 days ago, and I guess he could see me beaming because he was like, I was so pissed tonight, you know, the last 5 minutes of my shift, something happened and I had to go take care of them and I still didn't finish the toilet and then I had to do my EOSR. And just the fact that my son could say EOSR as a clinician, like my whole face lit up, my whole heart lit up. And he was like, what are you cheesing at, weirdo? You know, and I was like, you're just a perfect son.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're good kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, super gifted and super favored, right? Like my kids didn't get taken away by the state or by the system. They got taken by my mean ass grandma. She was like, you are not worthy. Give me my grandbabies. And my mom took, my mother-in-law took, and my grandmother took. So they were in 3 different homes and kind of got juggled around, but they got to stay together and they got a good upbringing because it was the same one that I got.
Yeah.
Takes a village.
It does. It does.
And
it
good
takes
for them.
a village.
And it doesn't stop, though. The village doesn't stop, and we learned that with Cheese Place.
That's true.
It doesn't stop.
It's very
needed.
True. Yeah.
Doesn't matter how old you get, you still need that fucking village.
It's true. It's true.
Especially nowadays.
Humans
We're meant to be together.
Connected.
Yeah, that's why in prison, the number one thing that's like the worst for you is
the isolation.
Exactly. Solitary confinement.
We actually went through, so the Underground Scholars Initiative, so I've been published a couple of times, participate in a few clubs, right? One of them being the Underground Scholars. The Underground Scholars Initiative did the hunger strike in Pelican Bay in 2013, and that's what developed the initiative. And now so prisons are like their own countries. It's almost like tribal nations. They're their own world, you know? Each warden is in charge of its own prison. And so what happened is they made the law, or it passed as a bill, and then it became law where it ends solitary confinement for more than a year at a time because it does cause mental deterioration. Right.
For sure.
And so what certain institutions have figured out how to do is now they'll put them in for 362 days and then let them out for 3 days and then put them back in again. If they're validated, they're trying to keep them away from general population or whatever it is. But I mean, see a need, fill a need, you know, like humans have the most creative, beautiful minds to invent beautiful ideas, and then the road to hell is paved with the best of intentions, you know? And so it's this cycle that we're always in of changing and evolving and becoming something new, this new creation that we get to become.
Yeah, I love it.
What an amazing story,
yeah.
bro. And
she's articulate,
so
smart.
Yes, smart.
Just put together. It's really
intelligent.
Yes, bro.
And as we said earlier, you guys, her smile,
it's like
lights
off the chain.
up the room.
Yeah. Ooh, look at Lance. He just
what did he do?
He said mahalo, and then I will butcher
Nui.
Mahalo nui.
Is that saying hello?
It's like an extra thank you.
Oh.
It's like thank you very much.
I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Who would like
Ole Pilikia Lance.
See, I can listen to that. I can listen to you speak like that all day.
I know,
feel like
right?
That's like the shit.
It's peaceful. I could go to sleep.
I really like I really like that. That and I had a really good time in Fiji as well. People are so nice.
No,
there,
when I went to Hawaii, dude, shout out to Hawaii. They
Hawaii
Jonathan
is
and me, like
probably the
family. Like they were the best. Like so loving, so giving.
I had a similar. Yeah.
I mean.
You did on
that
Alley.
right? No, isn't
did
that
you hear
correct?
Yeah,
on,
you got
guys,
laid.
get out of the gutter. But it was the most spiritual.
Can't go to
experience.
Hawaii and not get laid.
Yeah.
It was.
Shane's
It
booking
wasn't
his
like
You
from
airfare.
the
got it in
airport.
Hawaii,
It
didn't you?
wasn't like from
Oh,
the airport.
please.
It was like an actual like.
Please,
full,
you and your husband
it
were
was shout out
doing
to
it. You and your
Montana
husband were
Great-
doing it in
Oh
Hawaii.
my god, I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to have like a.
All
nice-
right, Amy's gonna.
nice-
I'm super stoked though.
Super
Amy's
stoked.
ready
Good
to
story.
go.
Good story. What's your name
Amy's
again?
got her
Eva.
hand raised.
Shane.
And
Eva.
we are
Hi,
ready
everybody.
to go.
Hi.
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 Amy, I'm in Kansas City,
Hey,
Hi,
Kansas.
Amy.
well, north of Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas.
Meth and alcohol. I had a little discovery this week. I order groceries because I don't have a car. And I go to open the door, and my dealer walks up on my
Oh
porch.
my god.
And I haven't seen her for like going on 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Because when I left that life, I left that life. And she like gave me a hug, and it was like we were old high school friends or something. It was very strange and very comfortable at the same time. And she's been clean for like 4 months, but she still smokes weed, which whatever, I don't care about that. But she had my phone number because she's the delivery person, and she got lost and she couldn't find her way down to the house. So then I was kind of worried, like, oh my gosh, that one of the facets of that life has found out where I live, that I'm living at my dad's house, just all the stuff. And I started to get overwhelmed, and I texted a few people just ranting about it. And then I literally haven't thought about it until tonight. Just because I wanted, I was trying to think, what can I share, what that might help somebody? What can I say? And when I do remember, I was talking about it to a friend, a peer, and I said, I seriously think that if she would let me help her on her journey, like through fellowship or meetings or whatever, we could be friends. But I'm not so dumb to think that I could go hang out with her. Like, I'm not trying to go hang out with her. But it just felt like a way to give back. But then I thought, well, maybe I'm testing myself too much. But with the realization tonight that you haven't thought about that for almost a week now, I don't know. Maybe I feel like I'm healed a little bit more. I feel like what I've been doing, I'm on the right path, because it's not right here eating away at my brain like, oh my God, you can go get an 8-ball if you want to. It hasn't been bothering me. And I don't know. It makes me proud of myself that I've come this far. And I don't know. I just want people to know that if you stay on the path, you can get to the healing place. You're going to heal every day that you stay sober. And if you have a slip, then just get back up and keep pushing.
For sure.
That's all I got.
Nice, thank you.
I love it.
Yeah,
I mean, it shows a tremendous amount of growth, because the original, if you weren't doing any of the footwork, then immediately you're going to pick up that phone and be like, sweet, let's kick it. Let's hang out, because that's your connect. That's
Yes.
your spot. But clearly you're doing the footwork and you haven't thought about it until tonight. So you're moving in the right direction, and maybe you guys can connect later on down the road, but right now you're doing your journey, and clearly she's on hers. So until God will let you know if the time is right, and right now, you showed up tonight, you shared and spoke about it, and then you keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
I love it.
Thank you. Me too.
Nicole.
Sorry, there we go.
There
What's
we
up,
go.
guys?
Hello.
Hi, Nicole. I'm an alcoholic and an addict, and I'm in San Diego. Sunday, that was a beautiful testimony. You really just expressed that so well. It touched my heart, and everything, especially that you're saying about connection. I mean, before I found AA, just in life in general, it's my favorite thing. It's the most beautiful thing, truly connecting with humans, whether it's with your likes or what you like to do, but really feeling that. It's always been a passion of mine, and that's why I've been driven to different things. And then I've also connected with people with this other part of me, which I kind of call my dark part, my wounded part, my trauma part. And these are the people that, you know, I'm doing drugs with on the weekends that are not going to hold me accountable, that know my higher self, but I could go as low as possible and no one's going to shame me for it. And so throughout life, I tried to find that balance of connection. You know, I started doing drugs. I think my first was acid on the school bus on the way to school when I was 13. And always remained curious. I never got in any trouble, but as I got older, my alcoholism progressed. You know, I have 2 kids. They're 18 and 20. And, you know, again, never anything crazy, but obviously they've watched me deteriorate. They've seen mom pass out. They've seen mom act crazy. And it just got worse and worse to the point in December, my bottom was so bad, I told them both I was going to go kill myself and hang myself from a tree. I don't even really remember. But I grew up with a mother who I had to 5150 myself 4 different times because she would do that to me, and she still never recovered. And I'm 43, and my mom now has late stage Parkinson's, and I've never been able to watch my mother recover her soul. She went from addiction now to a serious disease, where when I did that night, that was 45 days ago, I'm on day 45 of sobriety. My children are my life and my everything.
Amazing.
And to hear them just say, Mama, I am so proud of you. We are so proud of you, Mama. We got your back. And to know that when they have babies, and to know that at this point in their life, as much as I wish I could go back and do different when they were little, they get to see the art of the comeback with me. I've taken my daughter to meetings and, you know, shared right in front of her a lot of the things that have to do with her. And she loves it. She's loved going there. And, you know, I'm not just doing it for them, I'm doing it for me. But just, you know, hearing you talk about your kids and the pride and the fact that they're a part of what you're doing, you know, I think also really releases a stigma that hopefully when they grow up, they don't have to hang on to that. And they're learning so much at a young age. And that's what I want for my kids too. So that was just very beautiful. And that it really touched my heart. So thank you for sharing your story.
Awesome. Thank you.
April.
Hi, Wbriy alcoholic.
Wbriy.
Hi. I really needed to hear you today, Sunday. So thank you so much for your lead. I'm coming up on 8 months, and I've been doing pretty well. This week has been hard. I've been like in some physical pain, and it started reminding me of like when I started getting really deep into my alcoholism. I was using it for that reason. I had to come home from work today, and that alone just kind of started reminding me of how dark it got, because then I was just drinking to not feel, and then not working, and then it was just like a cycle of like a lot that, you know, did lead me to jail, did lead me to other places. But just like you, I was able to get out of it and like not care about it. Like after, it's like, oh, look what I did. And I don't want to do that. And my desperation has gone from like not wanting to drink to not wanting to lose what I have, and not just materialistically. I think like spiritually and, you know, relationship wise, and just my mental health, for God's sake, specifically. I even have the promises right up there somewhere back there. So I really needed to hear that. I can really easily go back to that and get out of it, but I don't want to have to start all over again. I don't want to restart anything. I'm very happy where I'm at now and could only get better. So thanks for your lead.
Thank you. It's, you know, it's really nice. Sorry, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to like kind of piggyback on hearing stuff like that is amazing, because sometimes even doesn't matter like the amount of time, or at least in my case, sometimes you just have like shitty days. Sometimes your body hurts. Sometimes you don't feel well. And like, you know, that's okay, because I just root for midnight, and I know that tomorrow is going to be better. But I grasp on to like the good things, and the good things is I have my sobriety today. And you showed up for yourself tonight. You showed up to this meeting. That's a huge win.
Huge.
And Nicole, going back on what you were saying, one, congratulations on 45 days, and Wbriy, you 8 months. But it kind of sparked something that you had shared, and it's so true. you know, we get raised by our families and our generation. I'm Mexican Italian, so there's very much tradition and families, and it's not the fault. But you had said, I don't know, you said it so beautifully, but it's our responsibility to, like, you know, change that, take those actions to do something different. You know, that's all that it is. And Nicole, that's kind of what sparked in my head, is that's what you're doing different for your kids, so that they don't have to do what you did for your mom. And that's what recovery and sobriety and stuff is all about, is kind of breaking those types of
generational
curses.
Kind of.
Yeah.
7 times 70, the Bible says, and then 7 generations is what Native traditions say. You know, what we're doing today will help 7 generations in front of us.
Ooh.
What happened 7 generations ago, their prayers are being answered now.
Wow.
So,
yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was going to say that it's nice when you don't worry about the shit on the outside and you handle the shit on the inside.
Yes.
That's recovery. You know,
Yes.
that's what I got from April,
Yes.
from what she was saying.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Francesca.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, I just wanted to thank Sunday for her share, and what really stuck out to me is the guilt and shame part. My mom passed away in 2014,
Sorry.
and I was in my addiction, and I held on to guilt for a really long time that I wasn't able to, like, spend my last days with her. Me and my sister were, like, going at it really tough, you know, and I feel ashamed that I chose to be in the streets and like hide my pain through addiction and stuff like that, you know. And I've worked on it, you know. It still hurts, you know. I've worked on myself. I've got 16 months clean now.
Nice.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yes, I completed my THU, you know. While in my addiction, I was calling the program asking for a bed, you know, and they took me in pretty quick, and I just had enough. But it's I feel ashamed that it took for me to have gotten kidnapped. You know what I mean? I was pregnant and my ex had kicked in the door to where I was staying. I thought I was safe and stuff. No one was home when he did that. You know, he drugged me down the stairs by my hair. I ended up losing the baby, you know, and I didn't want to live that life no more, you know. So I got away from him. I lied to him and I told him that I was having pain in my stomach just so I can get to the hospital, because I knew the hospital would help me, you know, and they did. And I got into domestic violence, put me up in a hotel for like a week or so. You know, I spent my birthday alone, hiding from him. And that was the turning point for me. And I feel ashamed that I have 3 kids, you know, I'm a single mom. And I'm proud and lucky to have my sister. You know, my sister had took them in for the 5 years I was homeless. I'm still homeless. I'm waiting on housing right now, but I'm very grateful for my sister to have taken in my kids. And I don't really know where I was going with this, but I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. It's a deep one, man. You know, people are really suffering out there.
It's the village thing you were talking about.
It's the
like,
village.
Even
Can
that,
you
really
help this, like, what's this lady?
Community.
This lady needs something Sunday. We got, what do we have for her? Do we have something at Anaheim? Is there somewhere she could go? She's homeless. What could we, are you in Cali? She's in Cali.
Where are you? Yeah.
Francesca, where are you?
I'm in San Jose, California.
Bay Area.
Bay Area, a little far.
In the Bay Area. Yeah. So I'm just couch surfing between my sisters right now. My sister's neighbor is working with a program called Downtown Street Teams, and he helped me with my via Spadat to be on the waiting list for housing. So right now I'm just couch surfing between my sister's houses, you know, and right now I'm with my kids right now. My 17-year-old is making me a grandma, so I'm really excited to be a part of that. You know, although I wish she would have waited, but I understand, you know, because I was young when I had a kid too. But I'm just grateful to be able to be here in a sober mind, you know, and I'm grateful that I'm able to just be there for them, you know, because when my mom passed away, I was losing, I had like a hole in my heart, you know, and I thought I could find it somewhere in the streets and stuff. And it took me away from my kids. And I'm just like thinking like, you know, my mom's passed away, you know, so in my kids' eyes, I'm probably passed away to them too, you know, because I chose the streets over them kind of, you know, but I mean, I'm glad I'm on the right track right now. And yeah, it's kind of difficult. but
you're doing
one
it.
day at a time,
Exactly.
right?
And you got 16 months put together.
Yeah,
So you're
that's
doing
huge.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And it's going to
Yeah.
get easier.
Yeah, and you text us or you DM us, and we'll DM you back. We'll maybe through your phone number. We can help you out. We'll get a girl for you to call when you're
Yeah.
feeling down or something.
Exactly,
You know,
whatever
we could
we
do
could
that
do.
stuff. Yeah, anything we could do, DM us. We'll work it out for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks,
Yeah.
Francesca.
Aaron.
Aaron the troublemaker.
If Erin's smoking on her couch, can I smoke on this couch?
Of course you
Just-
can. Go ahead. You wanna take a puff. Take a puff.
I wasn't sure.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
We don't
Thanks,
No.
Erin.
yeah, we don't judge.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was confused
yeah.
on how to.
Someone just gave you all a puff
There you
puff
go.
over there too.
Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
Who is it? Let's put the mic or put the little mouse over. I hate when it goes away.
And Steven.
Steven. Shout out to Steven.
Look at what
look what you've done, Aaron.
look at what I've done.
Jeez.
I mean, troublemaker. It'll never stop. So, I just wanted to really say thank you, Sunday. You know, I don't remember if it was 2018, 19. I was in and out of the rooms back at that time, and I remember very much walking into it was a meeting, and how welcoming you made me feel, and
Oh.
it's
Wow.
stuck with. I don't know if I have seen you since or not, but
That's cool.
you are a perfect example of what somebody should be, whether anybody's recovering in a meeting or people are recovering out loud, it doesn't matter. But the fact that you're there and you're open and you have a hand out and arms open for a hug is absolutely amazing. So I don't think I've ever heard your story, and to hear it, it's beautiful. Your words are encouraging, and I just really wanted to raise my hand to say thank you.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Thank you,
That is
Aaron. That's
fucking awesome.
I love hearing that because
God.
I feel like that's so important, especially
A
when you're
whole
brand.
heart.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I was
it's
talking about before, right?
Yeah.
Like there's the seen world where it's like there's the handshake or whatever that is, but the unseen world, it can come through the camera, it can come through you can feel that, you know,
Oh,
like
for
I can
sure.
feel her from here.
That
And
was
Yeah.
awesome.
that's what it's
man.
about.
No, it
man.
is, especially when
crazy.
you're so new and you're just walking in
Yeah.
super scared and
Yeah.
fearful. I remember going into my first AA meeting and it's scary.
Yeah.
So to have somebody like, you know, Erin, and then I mean we're in 2024, and and that was a meeting that she walked
Yeah.
into many years ago. So that to me is everything. That's what recovering out loud. That's what meetings
That's what
are.
we're about.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Is being open and welcoming to anybody.
Yeah,
So
thank
I
Good stuff.
love that.
you. You know, I mean, this is amazing. I'm one of those people who don't recover very quietly. So, as you guys have come about and I've watched more and more and seen you, I didn't ever know of the meeting. So thank you for this. And I don't think I've been to a meeting in probably 2.5 years. So
Ooh.
this is a good
Well,
add-on.
We're about
Nice.
to change that.
Nice.
We're about to come into this one every week,
Yeah.
girl. Every Tuesday night.
We should get her on
Love-
here.
Yeah, seriously. Thanks,
Alright.
Aaron. Chuck.
What's going on, everybody?
How are you doing, Chuck?
Not too bad, not too bad. Sunday, that was a great share. I'm actually pretty calm tonight, actually.
Whoa.
Not all nervous and jittery,
Whoa.
which is unusual.
Yeah.
I liked how you said some are sicker than others. That's a phrase that was said around to me when I first came back from the meeting rooms. And I know what it means today. I didn't know what it meant then, but I know what it means today. And it is an inside job for sure. I know that today. And I've had to read the acceptance page a few times this past week. And
417 to 420.
I can't solve all the world's problems, but you know what? I can take a step back and live and let live, and take it one day at a time. And the one thing that there's two gentlemen that last week that reached out to me that was on here,
Oh, wow.
and I'm pretty grateful for them because that lets me know that I'm not alone. And good stuff. That's all I got, guys.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck. I love that. I love that you guys are reaching out to one another. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's what
that's awesome.
it's about too. We gotta lean on each other.
Michael.
Hey everyone.
Hey,
Good
Michael.
evening.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, what's up? I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because we only have a handful of minutes left, and I wanna. Anyway, so this evening, the only thing I want to share is just gratitude.
Mm,
Sunday, thank you so much. It shows that anything is possible. Your story
for
was
sure.
absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for showing up. Um, my best friend, his birth date, so to speak, is today, 5 years.
Mm,
So to my understanding, 5 years is like that huge milestone. So I invited him here, but he's at the gym. So perhaps I'll convince him to come to
that's okay.
this Zoom
Getting your
meeting.
sweat on is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Good for
time.
him.
And then yeah, the Hopeaholics has inspired me to pursue a better life, and I thank you guys for that so
Oh,
much.
nice.
You
Thanks.
make things yeah, just not as god awful as it sounds like
Yeah.
it may or may not be. But that's all I want to say. I'm gonna leave it open for everyone else.
Nice.
Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
Thanks,
Michael.
Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Appreciate
Yeah, we
that.
have fun here. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all about having fun, making people smile and laugh and feel wanted and loved.
Yeah.
You know? Eva's really good at that.
No, I used to always think about like sobriety when I was like first getting into it. I thought my life was gonna suck and it was gonna be over, and I was like doomsday, and it was just like, oh my god. And
I remember that. Like, what am I gonna do with the
Totally.
vanilla life?
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
What if when and I didn't even identify it as chaos yet, right? Like, I didn't
Same.
identify it as like I think one of the girls, Marie, said. She said like I was trauma bonding with people. Like I didn't
Yeah,
even
I like
recognize.
that.
I was
Totally.
so oblivious to that stuff. I didn't even know it was happening to me. You know,
Same.
had to learn.
Yes. Rachel.
Hi guys, Rachel, recovering alcoholic addict. That was a great share Sunday. I relate a lot with the generational trauma and my family. It's a lot of generations before me of alcoholism and addiction. 2 Fridays ago, my mom passed
Oh,
suddenly and
I'm sorry.
unexpectedly. She was one of my biggest triggers, and the selfish in me always thought when it happened, it would be a relief and it would be easy, and it's not. We lost my dad back in 2021, and she was just heartbroken and sad and couldn't do it without him. And now that leaves me. I'm the oldest. I'm the one in charge. And instead of wallowing in my grief, I've tried to flip and look at the good things. Dad died and saw me sober. Mom died and saw me sober. I like to think that they both decided that it was okay if they went.
Totally.
Because they had me to count on. My dad's funeral, I wanted to speak and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't quit crying. My father-in-law passed in the summer and I couldn't speak. My mom died and I sat down the night before the funeral I planned for her and wrote just a quick, simple speech, got up there and got it done. And just to look at those positives, I like how you said it takes what I'm doing now is going to help 7 generations from me. I've told my daughter, because we talk a lot about breaking generational cycles, and it takes 4 generations for that to happen completely. And I'm like, girl, you're number 2. My granddaughter's number 3. Like, we're getting there. I have a cousin in recovery on my dad's side who immediately reached out to me when he decided to take that step. My uncle who was at the funeral, my mom's youngest brother, who for the first time in my life I ever heard him say he's thought of me as more of a sister his whole life. He almost died 3 times. Like, I really didn't know if he'd make it to the funeral because last I knew he was dying from kidney failure and organ failure from alcoholism, and he's been sober for a year. He took me by the shoulders, put me nose to nose, and said, I need you to go back out there and help people like us. And because of programs like AA and NA and the treatment centers I was allowed in, and the doors God has not only opened but shut for me, and introducing me to you guys and hearing stories like Sundays and Chad's and Shane's and Natalie Eva Marie's and all you guys on here. Like, that's what's going to keep me going and keep me sober today and just for this minute, my heart's not breaking for the grief. So thanks for that, Sunday. And thanks everybody for your shares.
Nice. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much for showing up.
Nicole, what's that you're drinking? A tall can of Gatorade or something?
Victor's
Iced tea?
What?
I was just wondering what she was drinking in the
It
tall
looks
can.
like a liquid death.
I was wondering if it's energy drink. Yeah, liquid
Look at
death.
that.
Yeah, boom, baby.
Boom.
What
See?
time is it?
I
You're
know
gonna be
my
up all-
drinks. I
you're
know
gonna be
my
up-
drinks.
she's
I
gonna
know
be
my
up all
cans.
night. Oh, that's water. Oh, shoot.
No, sparkling water. I got
Oh,
a
that is awesome. I
whole-
thought it was
got a
Gatorade or
variety
something.
going
Or I thought it
on.
was an energy drink, liquid death.
Oh, yeah. You've never.
I've never heard of it.
Are you
It's
serious?
just
Oh my
water.
God, it's a huge water
Oh, it's a
brand.
huge water bottle. Okay, good.
Brand.
Just checking on you, Nicole.
Oh, I see. I think it was like a
I was
40.
just checking on her. I don't know. I was just seeing what she was
I
dragging
see what
on
you're
there.
doing there. I get it. That's what they did a good job marketing.
Yeah. I
It
think
looks
we
like
got New
it kind of
Mexico
looks
in
like
the
a 40
house.
ounce.
It does look like a 40 ounce.
Or old English or something. Victor,
Victor.
bring us on home, Victor.
Hey, what's up, guys? Victor. Thanks, Sunday. That was awesome. That was just amazing. The biggest thing that I got out of it was like the whole "it takes a village" part. I remember learning something early. It was probably about a year ago, and it talked about like when we first, go in, we're kind of like a tree that gets transplanted, and we're kind of nurtured, and we get back our strength and stuff, and then we go back into that soil, right? And if you don't treat the soil, the tree starts to lose its shit again. So I found a meeting here in my hometown. It just recently got started.
Nice.
So I've done my best to try and make it. The lady that puts it on, her job schedule's kind of messed up, so I'm gonna reach out to her and see like what I could do to help support it.
That's amazing.
There's not really anything other than that here where I'm from, so it's my way of helping to treat the soil, and just like the whole traditional stuff. I'm kind of blessed to work with like the whole melting pot of like the New Mexican tribes. We've got the northern Pueblos, southern Pueblos, Zuni, Navajos, everything out there. And when I hang out with those guys, it's just amazing, like the stuff that they bring, and I'm able to relate to it, and just the way they see things, it's amazing. And then it's like, oh, I kind of see it like that. I tell them, oh, you guys like fry bread, I like sopapillas, man, same shit. And it's just we gel, so just wanted to say thank you guys again, or Elekwa, like my homies from Zuni would say. So shout out to you guys. And then I still need to DM you guys. I need to get an address. I've got a photograph I want to send to you guys.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
thanks,
amazing.
bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Victor.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
think that's from our Wbriy book, the story of the sick forest, right? Coming out and getting transplanted, and it's like taking a tree out of a forest, putting it in a nursery, giving it all of its nutrients and vegetables and everything that it needs, but you put it back, or you put it back into a sick forest or sick soil, and they identify like the levels of our sick soil. It's not even drugs and alcohol anymore. It becomes greed and jealousy and anger and resistance, ego, things like that live in that sick soil. So
Which
beautiful.
is so true, because we could live like that in sobriety as well.
Right.
Which is like a scary place to be.
For sure.
Also.
That's the sobriety, not the recovery, right?
For sure. We got everybody. You guys know the deal. We never leave until all hands have spoken, and all hands have spoken. And we're. I think he said he was gonna try next week. Ryan, not Frank, we got you. You're gonna come in and you're gonna speak next week, because I just saw your comment. So we will get you speaking.
I like the name.
Cool, Alicia. What center are you at?
Oh, there's a thumbs up.
Oh, she's right there. No. She's typing, because she's in class. She's just saying that she's at a native center. So she's just asking which one. Oh.
So my family lives on the Muckleshoot Reservation in Washington. So we're pretty close.
Wow, that's actually wild. See, we're all connected in some crazy. Yeah, that's amazing.
Interconnectedness,
Yeah, for sure.
intersectionality in therapeutic styles,
like
and
that.
interconnectedness.
Yeah, it's like
The
that movie.
village.
You know the movie.
I know the movie.
The big blockbuster.
I know.
With all the trees.
I know.
You know the movie.
I just can't think of it.
There's 2 of them now.
Yeah, I can't think of it. But you guys know Chad obviously
read
isn't
my
here
mind.
because he's
Chad who?
because he went to senior night. But
Oh, Chad! I didn't even realize he fucking
but
left.
Shane and I are actually going to go meet and represent, and so we could see and support
He's
family.
kind of dragging us.
We're supporting family. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all. Still
But-
kind of a drag though.
You gotta
Just
get
a
the
little
pictures.
one. I'm
You
just
gotta get the
saying.
pictures of him on the field with the baby.
yes,
We're not going to
This
make it
moment
in
will
time. We're
never
not going to
happen
make it in
again.
time. We're going to
Yes,
show up
we
at like
are.
halftime.
No, we're
The game's
not.
going to be started already. We'll have
Look at him.
popcorn and a
No,
drink.
they line up.
Yes.
And you have to go parent by parent by parent.
Yeah, we're
and
gonna
if
get
he
there
wants
right on
his
time.
mom and his dad, you'll get there at perfect time.
Yes.
All right.
But huge thank you to all you guys that showed up. You already know. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you guys sharing the
Ryan's
Recover
hand
Out
is up.
Loud meeting every single week. Sunday, you are the bomb. You have an amazing light and energy
Yeah.
around you. It's been an absolute joy to have you in the studio and to share your story. I'm excited because I'm definitely gonna go.
You can come see
and-
me next.
Yeah.
All
for sure,
right.
definitely. And then are we dancing out of this thing, or are we not doing it without Chad?
Oh, what?
I want to
Yeah,
see you dance.
We got to pray first, God.
No, don't we do?
We pray,
dance
then we
and
dance. Oh, you're right. We dance, then we pray. All right,
Okay,
let's
we have to
dance.
dance because Chad's not here. Chad likes to do
That's
this thing,
fine, let's dance.
and we need to get a new song, guys. I'm sorry, we need to get a new song.
All right,
I'm
everyone, put your-
exempt
put
from
your hands
dancing,
up.
right?
All
Put
it
your
is
hands
is
up
just
and
hands
shake.
up. Yes, I see you, Brandy. I see you, Brandy.
Ah.
Not in her head. Okay.
You know who never dances?
That was actually kind of fun.
You know
Yeah,
who
it does. It
never
gets you
dances? Is that guy in the fucking red hat.
Justin?
Yeah.
Justin, you don't need to dance.
That
You just need
fucking
to-
guy in the red hat.
you
He's
just-
smiling, but he doesn't
Justin,
dance.
You just need to bob your head.
Just bob it, baby. Just bob it. There he's going.
Tell them
He's-
gangsters
there we
don't
go.
dance, they two-step.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
two- yeah, that's good. They two-step. You're right.
All right, guys, let's take us out.
Yeah.
God,
God,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Sunday, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Sunday.
We love you guys. See you next week.
Wow, that was sweaty.
Yeah.
I know it gets hot.
Yeah.